Hey, what's up, guys? I want to talk about Sergey Kovalev and his racist tweet about Adonis Superman Stevenson. I don't know if you guys seen this or read this. I believe it was on like boxing scene or one of these boxing sites, right? You know, Sergey Kovalev sent out a tweet. I think it was his son or a young child. The young child was wearing a T-shirt, and I guess it had a depiction of Donna Superman Stevenson. That was and what was it was Photoshop. Um, it had a face of a chimp or a monkey. So it had the body of Adonis Superman Stevenson and the head of an ape. And in the caption, Sergey Kovalev tweeted, "Doesn't Adonis Superman Stevenson look great?" Now, um, you know, depending on your perception, and how you feel about certain things, you probably thought it was funny. I myself, I wasn't surprised, being that he comes from Russia. Sergey Kovalev comes from Russia, and they got a lot of hate groups up in Russia, and Ishmael Shalak used to be in the amateurs with Sergey Kovalev over there in Russia, and Ishmael Shalak said that when he was growing up, and this came from Dante's Box Nation. Check out his channel; it's a good channel. He was saying that a lot of people call him the N word. Call him the N word and stuff like that when he was growing up, and he didn't understand anything about that. And that's the messed up part about the whole tweet is that he's got the kid involved. A lot of kids, they grow up, they don't know anything about racism. Especially for me, when I was growing up, I grew up, predominantly around whites. Whites and blacks. Just a mix of people, and I didn't know anything about racism or the institution of racism. Or even much about slavery, because I'm a kid, but at the time, I remember seeing like one of these civil rights, documentaries with Martin Luther King and stuff like that. And I saw what people were doing to African Americans back in like the 60s during the civil rights marches and stuff like that. And they were like hosing black people and stuff like that. And man, it blew my mind, man. I was like so pissed. I was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I was pissed off, man. I wanted some payback. I was like, oh, they did this to us. Oh man, I was pissed off, man. And then just learning more and more about history, and especially like African American history and the slave trade and all this other stuff, man. I was, if you knew somebody like it's like growing up and unbeknownst to you, you didn't know your neighbor like beat up and like killed your dad and raped your mom. So let's say if you grew up without a father or something like that, and this is your next door neighbor, and then you find out like later on, it's like, oh, the reason that you don't have a father is because your neighbor like killed your dad, and not only that, the neighbor raped your mother. Not only that, the the justice system that you were raised to respect, especially the authorities, pretty much didn't do anything about it. That would be messed up, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't that be really be messed up? And so, yeah, I know everybody's entitled to their opinion and stuff like that, but I mean, at the end of the day, whether Sergey Kovalev likes it or not, he's a public figure. Now, in Russia, I guess it'll fly a little more because they don't have anti-discrimination laws and stuff like that, and pretty much they probably I'm guessing they do not cater to minority groups as far as protecting their civil rights and stuff like that. But that's not what it is stateside. And Sergey Kovalev is a guy who is a diamond in the rough. You know, Sergey fell like on Kathy Duva's lap. Pretty much nobody wanted Sergey Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? So here's a Russian amateur that the Russians didn't want, and that a lot of American promoters didn't want, but Kathy Duva said, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me see what I got." You know what I'm saying? Because she's like kind of like at the bottom of promoting any darn way. So she's scraping the barrel with her main events, pretty much. And that's not a knock on Kathy. It's just what it is. She's not as big as Top Rank and Golden Boy, and now Al Heyman. And Al Heyman's pretty much been sitting in the wings, but she doesn't have the pull that he does, or even Don King. You know what I'm saying? So she's not one of these guys, And so, anyway, this is where, America's where he makes his bread and butter. So even though whether he's racist or not, in order to make money, he should probably, and to get sponsors, that's what you want. I mean, Michael Jordan, he made a lot of his money off advertisement. Tiger Woods, a lot of these other guys there's a lot of money and in these in Reeboks and all these clothing apparels and stuff like that, just getting sponsorships. Now, I don't know what. He's probably getting sponsorships from some of these Russian companies, but probably not the money he could be making if he knew how to market himself over here in the U.S. Probably not the same money. Who's to say? Probably not the same money. The dollar is pretty circulates throughout the world. He'd probably make a little bit more money if he was able to promote himself and get on this marketing, bandwagon and stuff like that. So he was getting some sponsors. But no, I guess he wasn't thinking about that, and he puts out this racist tweet, just to give a shot at Adonis Superman Stevenson. And I don't know why he did that, because he ain't going to fight the man any damn way. But I guess racism in boxing is settled. It's not dead. And am I going to start watching them? No. Because one thing that a lot of people, a lot of these promoters and whatnot pull on is ethnicity, nationality, national pride and stuff like that, and a little bit of race baiting. You know what I'm saying? So, if anything, they say it's not good for the sport, but for me, I'm in my personal opinion, I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching Sergey Kovalev's fights, hoping that he gets knocked out. Now, you know what I'm saying? Not that I wasn't gonna, watch anyway, but it's sort of like spiced it up for me, and I'm like, okay, that's how you feel about black people or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna be rooting against you. So, even Tyson Fury, I've heard, has had a few choice words for people of African descent, and I like Tyson Fury because him mouthing off and stuff like that is entertaining to me, and the fact that he sings and stuff like that, and he's kind of wacky, is entertaining to me. So I'm still gonna watch his fights because I'm a boxing fan, and just for like anyone who might be listening to this and they feel a certain way about certain fighters, just remember, boxing is an international sport, so you're gonna have everybody in it. So at the end of the day, root for your guy, but I don't think you should be, not saying that you are or I am, but or anyone is, just don't be narrow minded. Because when I was younger, I used to like focus on like certain fighters and be like, oh, I'm just rooting for this guy. But as like you know, like I guess a year after like following boxing, I was like, you know what? There's a lot of good boxers out here. And you know what? I like seeing like the best boxers. I don't like seeing just one fighter, because my one fighter only fights like every 6 months and stuff like that. Let me just broaden my horizons, check out all these different weight divisions and all these different fighters from all across the world. Why be so narrow minded and just be fixated on American fighters or African American fighters or this Hispanic American fighters, or this guy's from like Poland or something like that. Because I'm just cheating myself out of seeing a good boxing match just because this guy doesn't, I don't relate to this guy. So Sergey Kovalev did make an apology and stuff like that, but it's whatever, man. He could have kept that to himself, but I guess it's nice to everybody who's like pretty sensitive about it and they hurt. But I'm not surprised with all that's going on. With unarmed African Americans being shot and just injustice that's going on around the world. I'm not surprised, but disappointed. Nope, I'm not. I'm not disappointed either. You know what I'm saying? I just know that the dude can box, and now he just added a little fuel to the fire, and it's just something else. It's just something else. I guess I guess actually at the end of the day, you can say, "Oh well, this is different." We haven't had a neo-Nazi in boxing since Max Schmeling. You know what I'm saying? So everybody chill when Joe Louis knocked him out the second time around. Max Schmeling won the first time around, but the second time around, the Bronze Bomber got it. So anyway, let me know what y'all think. Are you guys gonna stop watching Sergey Kovalev do his thing, or does to me racism doesn't belong in boxing, but does should he be doing some race baiting stuff just to promote? Should there be race baiting and stuff like that in boxing just to promote the sport? To me, it's not needed, but I guess some people aren't that creative. So let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.